questions, sorry, different yes, sorry, by mistake I clicked on the wrong button. Fine. So we were into unit 3 and we were discussing about different systems, right? So that's where, can anybody tell me what did we discuss last time?
Hello,
Yes,
ma'am.
yes.
Last time we discussed about stock taking system in library and
Okay.
RFID technology.
And RFID technique. So this
Yes.
time essentially we will be discussing about a similar topic, that is inventory management. Okay, how can we come up with a system for inventory management as such? Okay, can anybody tell me what do we mean by inventory? We studied the system in the library. Okay, now we will be looking into inventory management system as such. What do we essentially mean by inventory? Okay, so now here let us consider two types of business organization. One is a trading organization and another is a manufacturing organization. Yes. Now, can you come up with what do you mean by the term inventory? Okay, let me give you another example. Say one of you is in a business, he is a trader. Okay, trader, especially in jeans and t-shirts. Okay, and another person, he is in a business of, he is in a manufacturing business. Okay, where he manufactures different ice creams. So let us say where you are having a big what you can say, a franchisee. Okay, where you are having a shop that mixes up together a different varieties of ice creams. Okay, the toppings on the ice creams, the fruits, okay, and the different types of cakes. So the name of your shop is Cakes and Creams. Fine, Cakes and Creams. Okay, so these are the two types of business. Which one would you like to take the first? Which business can we discuss first? Be it trading or be it manufacturing? Which one you want me to start with?
Trading.
Trading. Okay. So let us say we are in a business of trading where a person, he is picking up his inventory, okay, from suppliers, essentially from Mumbai, okay, and you are selling the goods over here. So what will your inventory be made up of? You have specialized yourself in jeans and t-shirts. Come on, this is the simplest example of trading. Only two items.
How many designs T-shirt and in items? Various designs here.
Okay, various designs. Okay, anybody else? Okay. So probably what you can, you are dealing with jeans and t-shirts, wherein you are having a very much specialized shop, okay, where amongst all the college going girls and guys, there is a, what you say, a discussion going on that you go to this shop, you get the jeans of your type, okay, of your choice. Not only that, but you will also be getting the t-shirt that will best match or best suit the jeans that you are wearing, right? So that's where the person who is trading in this, he is essentially required to keep a stock, okay, with respect to not only all the brands, but also other than the branded items, entire variety, a range of jeans, okay, which starts somewhere from 350 onwards to 3,500 with branded companies, okay. And at the same time, he also has an entire range of t-shirts that the guys and girls will be wearing, entire range. Now, be it the turtleneck t-shirts, boat neck t-shirts, with collar, without collar, be it cotton, be it crepe, okay, be it what you say, entire variety. Like, so whether you would like in that casual look also, in case you would like to have some what you can say, formal looks as such, so entire variety they are maintaining. So what is an inventory of such trader supposed to be? What will be there in the inventory of this trader who is maintaining the jeans and t-shirts? What is the care that he will have to take in order to see to it that his customers, whatever rapport, whatever image, okay, whatever this thing he has created in the minds of the youngsters or the collegiates, he maintains it throughout the period of time. First of all, do you feel that inventory management in such a type of trading system is important in order to continue or have the longevity in the business in which he is in? Do you feel it is essential? Because he is not into manufacturing or making such clothes. He's just purchasing from one person and then he is selling it to the customers. So he is the middleman. Do you feel that inventory management system is a must in such a type of trading? Yes or no? If you all say no, let's drop down the example then. Yes, anybody? Inventory management system is essential in such type of trading organization also, because one has to manage the inventory in order to keep the customers on the board, to keep the customers happy, to continue with the rapport, to continue with the image that they have created about the collection that they are having, that you go over there and you get a best match of the pair for whatever type, whatever color, whatever like, you know, the varieties well in jeans, that you will be getting the best matches over there to suit all the types of customers, right? So on an ongoing basis, it is a must for the person who is doing business to keep on checking his inventory, to see to it that it matches with the trends that are changing over the period of time, to identify the slow moving items in the inventory which are not preferred by the customers, okay, and to return it back from those who they have purchased from in the given time limit. See to it that the entire variety that they are catering for the customers is maintained. So when we say about the entire variety, it is with respect to the quality, to the design, uh, the different types, okay, that and a constant browsing of the external environment with respect to the customers and the changing trends and fashions is an utmost must. And that's where you have to keep a watch on your inventory. So that's where you will be needing an inventory management system. Okay. Another example we have taken that of in a manufacturing organization where I said cakes and creams, that's the business that you are in. Okay, say for example, you are located somewhere in malls, okay, where customers come to you and you are preparing what you can say, mm, the the cakes and creams, the mix and match of the choice of the customer. Okay, so where you pick up on a, you ask the customers with respect to the type of cake, the type of ice cream, uh, then you are having the different toppings on it, be it the chocolate chips, or be it a variety of what you say granules, or be it the gems that you will be having as a topping. And again, then you are having a fruit where you mix and match the things, okay, and then you give it to your customers. Okay, so what is the type of inventory that you will be needing in such a type of shop? Cakes and creams. This is what I have discussed right now. You are not trading over here. You are not buying, keeping, maintaining a stock and then selling it out. No. You are preparing your combination as per the customer, the manner in which the customer has raised the, what you can say, come up with the combination. So it's, you can say, made to order type of business where you ask the customer, you prepare it, and then you serve accordingly. So essentially over here, the inventory will be made up of the different types of cakes varieties, basic cake varieties. Okay, essentially the different types of ice creams that you are mixing together, the different types of fruits like banana, strawberry, chiku, right, that you are mixing up together, different types of toppings, right, from the different, what you can say, the gems, the different flavored toppings, the choco chips, the paper wafers, and so many things that goes into the cakes and creams. Okay, then again you have to check on an ongoing basis what are the peak levels, what are the peak days when people are coming into the malls. Okay, they approach your shop. Okay, what are the peak days? Then depending upon the nature of the customer that arrives, what are statistics is built up with respect to what are the items that are frequently ordered by the customers, what are the mixes that go very well, and accordingly you need to maintain a stock of the entire combination, different ingredients of the combination that you are putting together and serving to the customer as per the order made by them in the bowl, right? So that's where inventory management system, in case you say to any one of the customers, sorry boss, this is not available at given point of time, so the word of mouth that spreads is, yes, there is a good cakes and cream shop over there, but then you are not sure whether you are going to get the combination, the order for which you have placed, right? So that loses your customers, and thereby it's extremely essential that you have all the different ingredients that you're putting together, you have them in stock. At the same time, when we speak about cakes and creams, it is also essential to see to it that the shelf life of each and every item has to be looked into, and accordingly the orders are required to be raised. Okay, they need to be procured and they need to be stacked well in your cakes and creams so that they are easily available when demanded for, right? So this is the importance thereby of inventory management system, or that's where inventory needs to be managed well in order to see to it that you do not lose on the customers at one end. Okay, at the same time you don't pile up a lot of inventory, right, because that is going to consume all your valuable and scarce resources with which you are doing business. Be it the men who are taking care of it, be it the place where you are storing it, be it the electricity, be it the rent that you are paying, okay, be it the specialized systems like refrigeration systems, okay, that are required in order to maintain the inventory, or be it the insurance charges or insurance premium that you are paying for having an insurance cover for the inventory that you are storing in. Okay, so that's where the importance of inventory management system. So now let us start. So that's where inventory management system. Okay, what do you mean by this? It is a step in the entire supply chain where inventory and stock quantities are tracked in and out of your warehouse. All right, so that's where you will be having a complete control over the stock levels with respect to whatever business you are in, be it your trading business or be it your manufacturing business. Then insight to the origin of your stock. Where does your stock come from? Okay, what is the time that is required to procure your stock so that you see to it that it arrives at your inventory or at your go down at the right time. Okay, so as not to lose on the production time. Okay, otherwise your resources will be lying idle, be it men or be it material or be it the machines that you are using. Then there has to be an automatic updating. What do you mean by that? That as and how you consume the inventory in your production process, if you are into a manufacturing organization, or as and how the stock gets, what you can say, consumed in case if you are in a trading organization and the necessary variety needs to be replaced. So as in how the consumption take place, automatically the inventory management system should be capable of updating, okay, updating the levels of stock that are holded by you. Okay, so there will be there will be receipts, okay, a receipt of inventory, then there will be issue of inventory, issue in case of manufacturing organization, the issues will be made to the production department. In case of trading organization, the issues would be made, it is directly sold out to the customers. So first is receipt of inventory, then we have issues of inventory, and then we will be having the balance. So now this balance, okay, an inventory management system should be such that this balance with respect to the inventory should be available every time your inventory is either going to the customers or either it gets consumed in the production processes. So there has to be an automatic updating as in how the consumption takes place. Okay, and mobile integration in case you are having a system where all the people, okay, all the concerned stakeholders, be it the production department, be it the warehouse storekeeper, okay, or be it the purchase department or be it the accounting department. So in case this entire inventory management system, okay, is integrated on your mobile, then you should be able to access your mobile to just view the information with respect to your inventory levels. All right, so now let us look into what is inventory management. So these are the things that inventory management needs to take care of, right? So inventory management is a step, as we discussed, in the supply chain, okay, where the inventory and stock quantities are tracked in and out of your warehouse. So when you say tracked in, it is when you are receiving the inventory, tracked out whenever you are either selling it out directly to the customers in case of a trading concern, or it could be to the production processes where as per the demands raised by the different processes, the inventory will be transferred to the production department. Okay, so either moving in the warehouse on account of receipts, or moving out of the warehouse on account of sales, or on account of setting the right quantities to the production department to come up with the necessary finished goods. So thereby we can say that the goal or the purpose of every inventory management systems is to know where your inventory is at a given time, okay, and how much if you have to order to manage the inventory levels accordingly. Okay, so at a spur, on the spur of moment, on a click, what you have, where do you exactly have, should be known to you, so that accordingly you can decide how much needs to be ordered, taking into consideration the requirements of the production department, which in turn these requirements are set up by the demand forecasting techniques that you apply, with the help of which you will be looking into exactly what is the demand the customers can be coming up with in the next sales period, in the next trimester, or in the next month, depending upon the manner in which you are developing your budgets, right? So thereby the importance of inventory management. Now some companies, okay, some companies opt to scan the inventory, okay, whatever inventory they are having in the godown or in the warehouse, they scan it with the help of a barcode scanner. Why? To increase the efficiency and the accuracy in inventory management. Whereas in an ERP system, okay, an inventory management system essentially will focus on the supply chain process. So they often come with the ability to integrate with the software systems. Now, this software systems, in order to track the inventory, it could be a point of sale, channel management, or shipping. Okay, so that you can build a personalized integration stack to the needs of your unique business. So that's what we try to understand with what do you mean by inventory management. Now, why is inventory management important? So as we have already discussed, inventory management is the fundamental building block to longevity, right? Where it is going to have a permanent impact in the minds of the customers that you go to this place and you get whatever you want. So that's the longevity that we are speaking about with reference to a business. Further, when your inventory is properly organized, okay, what will happen? The rest of your supply chain management will fall into place. Now, without it, you risk n number of mistakes. Now, these mistakes could be in the form of missed shipments, out of stocks, or overstocks, and so on. Right? This could be the mistakes that you will have to face, and that's where it is going to have a major impact on the image that you have created as such. So that's where proper warehouse management is the key to success. Misfix will result from incorrect paper pick lists or disorganized shelf labels. So whenever you are stacking up the inventory, essentially you are going to have a label for each and every inventory item that you are saving on the stacks within the warehouse, right? So these disorganized shelf labels or just a messy warehouse in general will result into mispicks. So you'll be picking up the items which you don't desire, or by mistake you're picking up some other item because the labels are not put properly. Again, misshipments, they are a direct result of mispicks at the beginning of the inventory process, and also a result of lack in the quality control processes. Then out of stocks or overstocks, they will occur when a company uses a manual method to place orders without having a full grasp on the state of their inventory. So what the person who is in charge of making the orders will do, he will just check out the stocks okay, and then he will be making an order. But if there are no integrated enterprise resource planning, that is what is ERP, planning integrated systems as such, okay, that will give you the details of the inventories and their levels, okay, with respect to the different items that you will be ordering, then with the manual methods, and number of mistakes can take place. Now, these mistakes, as we discussed, they not only cost money, but also cost in wasted labor spending correcting the mistakes later. So again, you make mistakes, you don't keep the things in a right manner, and then again you ask the laborers to do it correctly. So that's where you will be spending double of time than what is required, right? And again, the last one, why it is important, that your customer reviews and loyalty take a negative hit as well. So once you are not able to satisfy the customer, that's where we discuss that with the word of mouth, it's going to, that negativity is going to spread with a single customer where you are not able to take care of his demands, right? So that's the importance of inventory management system. So now, considering why it is that important, looking at the inventory, now this inventory that we are speaking about every time, this could be anything. It could be either raw material, especially in case of manufacturing organizations. It could be raw material, it could be work in progress, and it could be finished goods as well, right? So there are n number of inventory management techniques that are being used by the organizations in order to take care of inventory management. Now, what are they? Let us look into it one by one. Okay, so the first one, okay, uh, is economic order quantity. Now, this economic order quantity is the quantity, okay, it is the quantity where the quantity is framed up or decided in such a way that the two costs that are related to inventory management or with respect to procurement of inventory, okay, the carrying costs as well as the ordering costs of the inventory, they are kept to the minimum. Okay, so a study has been conducted where it has been identified that the two major costs that are related to procurement of inventory is the cost of ordering, where the entire communication takes place from the warehouse, from the production department for the demand, then the warehouse, okay, then contacting the supplier, identifying the right type of and quality and standard of inventory that you would be needing, discussion with the suppliers, talking about the payment terms, and then actual procurement of inventory, okay, and then so ordering costs and carrying costs, okay, so these are the costs related to placing an order, and carrying costs where the inventory is carried from the supplier to your godown. Okay, so how much quantity should be ordered? This is the economic order quantity. So for ideal quantity, a company needs to purchase for its inventory with a set of variables like total cost of production, demand rate, and other factors. Okay, what is the rate of demand? At what frequency we need to demand our inventory, items maintained in the inventory. The manner in which they are going to affect the cost of the production. Because there are two costs associated, ordering costs and carrying costs. Both have to be kept to minimum. Okay, and other factors with respect to, you can say, the external factors of business, the competitors, the changes in the products, okay, the changes in the demands of the consumers, and so on. So the overall goal of economic order quantity will be to minimize the related costs. So the formula is also used to identify the greatest number of product units, okay, how much maximum can be ordered. So that quantity is being worked out in order to do the minimized buying. So the number of times that you are ordering or procuring that inventory is being minimized. Then further, the formula also takes the number of units in the delivery of and storing of the inventory unit costs. Fine. So that's where taking or working with economic order quantity will help to free up the tied cash in the inventory for most of the business organizations, right? Because if you say store anything more than the required, that is going to cost you with respect to all the costs related to inventories that we have discussed. Then the next technique is minimum order quantity. So that's where this is a quantity where the minimum amount of stock the supplier is willing to sell you. Beyond that, he is not ready to sell you a single unit. So if the retailers are unable to purchase the minimum order quantity of a product, then the supplier will directly say no to you. Okay, he won't sell you the amount, anything beyond this. So that's where you get to know wherever you go to purchase anything and where the supplier tells you or the seller tells you इसके नीचे कुछ भी नहीं मिलेगा आपको चाहिए तो कम से कम okay minimum this much is what you need to buy from us, depending upon whether he is a retailer or he is a wholesaler. Yes. Say, for example, inventory items that cost more to produce typically have a smaller minimum order quantity, as exactly opposing to the cheaper items that are easier and more cost effective to make. Yes, and the third technique we look into is ABC analysis. Now, in ABC analysis, what happens is the entire inventory that you are holding in your stock, okay, it is divided into 3 types. Okay. Now, why they are divided into 3 types, we'll see later. So first of all, say we are having category A, category B, and category C. Now, category A, in this category, you are having all those items of inventory, okay, that you are having that contribute the most to your overall profit. Okay, so all those products in the inventory that will contribute the most to your overall profit. Category B, category C, they are all small transactions which are vital for the overall profit, but they don't matter much individually to the business organization as such. So that is C category, exactly opposite. And somewhere in between you are having category B. Okay, that's where the product that falls somewhere in between the most and the least valuable items in the inventory. Okay, so the more the valuable the item in the inventory, okay, the more care you need to take with respect to these items, and accordingly you need to stock them up. So this inventory categorization will help, okay, will help in coming up with the A, B, and C categories, and to identify the items that have an impact on the overall inventory cost, not only on the inventory cost, but also on the contribution towards the profitability of the organizations as such. Okay, so you split up the entire inventory depending upon the value that they are generating towards the profitability of the organization. So first is economic order quantity, how much should be ordered, minimum order quantity, and then ABC analysis, that is categorization of the inventory. Yes, then we are having just in time. Now just in time in this technique, as the words have been mentioned, okay, the raw materials are ordered from the supplier in direct connection with production schedules. So what is the new technique that has been adopted? If one day production needs 50 units, the production is starting in the morning at 10 o'clock. Okay, essentially the number of units that are required to be entered into the production process, they will be procured by 9:45 or 9:50 or 9:30, say. So that's where you are not required to store your inventory at all. Okay, you receive the inventory and directly it goes into the production processes. So that is just in time for the production processes. So what happens with this? The inventory keeping cost is zero. Just you receive and you supply it to the production department on time, on a timely basis. But then what is essential now? When can you rely on just-in-time inventory management technique? Only when you are very much sure that the suppliers will be able to give the supply to you on time. At the same time, the transportation or the manner in which it has been received, okay, there won't be any disturbances as such in the commuting process. There won't be any delays as such in the process. Yes. So that's where just-in-time technique is a great way to reduce the inventory cost, right? Companies receive inventory on an as-needed basis. That's what we say, as-needed basis, instead of ordering too much and risking dead stock. So no need to have heavy stocks in the inventory because probably they are not available. Or at the same time, you shouldn't be having too much of stock that becomes valueless later on. Okay, then you come to the next type of technique is safety stock inventory. Now, again, this is management of extra inventory beyond the expected demand. So probably you should be keeping some buffer, okay, in taking into consideration the inventory that is demanded by the production processes. So if they need an 80 units on an ongoing basis, probably you can have 90 to 100 units. So you can have a safety stock of 10 to 20 units extra than whatever is being required. Just as the manner in which, say, if you are going to travel to a place, you are aware that you won't be needing anything beyond 2000 rupees, but you always try to keep some extra buffer with you, some safety margin with you. You carry probably to 2500 instead of 2000 or 3000. Similarly, inventory in case of a slight spur in demand, you should be able to take care of your customers. So accordingly, the safety stock inventory is being maintained. Next technique is LIFO and FIFO. Now, what happens with LIFO and FIFO is the manner in which the inventory is managed. With FIFO, that is first in and first out. So whatever inventory, whichever batch, say for example, if you have received 3 batches, batch 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so batch 1 will be supplied to the production processes on first use. To start with, then will come batch 2, okay, and then will come batch 3. So so that's the way it is said that it is a great way to keep the inventory fresh as such, because whatever is received first will be supplied first to the production processes. Now exactly opposite is last in first out. So if you have received batch 1, batch 2, and batch 3, okay, and lot 3, so if you are receiving the inventory in lots, and that's where what you say, the production processes is needed. So whatever has been arrived late will be issued first to the production process, right? So from batch 3, the items will be consumed first, then batch 2, and then batch 1. So this is how it goes exactly the opposite way in comparison to FIFO. So that's where we can say that the newest inventory is typically sold first, okay, and this will help the inventory from going back. Yes, so after LIFO and FIFO, then we have another technique, is reorder point formula. Now this is based on reorder point. What should be the point of reorder on per product basis? Now this will depend upon the business's own purchase and sales cycle. Okay, how much duration it takes to purchase, okay, the inventory, how much duration it takes to manufacture the product, and how much duration it takes to reach the inventory, the finished goods at the customer's place. So entire the production and sales cycle duration will be taken into consideration, and accordingly, what should be the point, at what point of time should we be placing another order or reordering the inventory items will be decided. Then we look essentially into batch tracking. What do we mean by this? It's a quality control inventory management technique where the users can group and monitor a set of stock having similar traits. So that's where, say in case of medicines, okay, so that's where you can group certain medicines. It could be on the basis of the symptoms that are faced by the patients. It could be on the basis of different combinations. It could be say on the basis of the type of the medicine, be it in the form of the syrup or be it in the form of what you can say capsules that are being given. So where they are stocked looking into the similar traits, and this will help to track the expiration of the inventory or to trace the defective items back to their original batch as such, right? So the manner in which the batches are maintained by you, accordingly you will be tracking your inventory. Then on an ongoing basis that we look into or we take a track of inventory, the most easy method is perpetual inventory management, okay, where on continuous basis, on a regular intervals, you keep on taking the stock of the inventory items that you are having, or on each and every arrival, this stock is being simply taken into consideration and recorded on a regular basis with respect to the records that are being maintained. Further, we are having drop shipping, lean manufacturing, and demand forecasting. So what do we mean by drop shipping? Okay, now this is a system where uh, when a store makes a sale, okay, instead of picking it up from their own inventory, they purchase the item from a third party and they have it shipped to the consumer directly. Okay, I repeat, when a store makes a sale, instead of picking it up directly from their own inventory of finished goods, what do? Is they purchase it, the item from a third party, and then they directly ship it to the consumers. So that's where it is called as drop shipping. The seller never even sees or even touches the product that he has sold out or that he has delivered to the shipment. So that's where drop shipping as an inventory management fulfillment method in which the store doesn't actually keep the products it sells in the stock. It acts just as a middle person in the entire supply chain. Then we are having lean manufacturing. Now lean is a way in which the business is being carried out. Okay. Now the overall purpose of lean manufacturing is to eliminate or to lean to keep it to minimum by eliminating the waste and any non-value added activities from daily business. So try to keep it to the minimum. Okay, non-value added activities, eliminating the waste, eliminating the idle time. Okay, so wherever you feel that your resources are getting wasted in the manufacturing or trading process, you just cut down on that. So that is lean manufacturing. And then the last one that we will be discussing is demand forecasting. So demand forecasting should be what is said is that it should be a familiar inventory management technique as such to the retailers. It is based on historical sales data, okay, to formulate an estimate of the expected forecast of the consumer demand, right? So essentially, You will be forecasting the demand for the future based on the historical records. And that's the manner in which you will be managing the inventory, or you will be deciding how much inventory should be procured. Fine. So these are with the different techniques with which you will be essentially managing your inventory. Now that's where let us look into a small video with respect to inventory management. Hmm.
Hello, ma'am.
Yes,
A video is not visible.
yes, it hasn't even started yet. Just a moment. Actually,
Okay.
the connectivity is, I'm having a very poor connect. Just a moment. Is it visible now?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Yeah. So essentially, they are speaking about the inbound and the outbound processes. Inbound processes that are carried out within the organization, and outbound processes outside the organization. Okay, so that's a small process that we looked into with respect to inventory management. Okay, now with this video, now the next step that we will be looking into essentially uh, is with respect to developing a standard operating procedure for inventory management, right? So that's where we have divided the processes into 5 processes as such. First is purchase of raw material, then storing of raw material purchased, issues to the production process, managing the WIP, and then managing the finished goods, right? So when we speak of inventory, the inventory is made up of 3 things in case of a manufacturing organization. First is the raw material, second is the work in progress, which is neither in the raw material nor the finished goods stage, and then final finished goods inventory. So if we speak of developing a standard operating procedure for the same, it will look this way. Okay, where for purchase of raw material, what are the different activities that we carry out? Check whether the inventory has reached the defined levels. Okay, go through the forecasts that are made, raise the purchase requisitions that would be required, okay, to take care of the production processes, then sanction the purchase requisitions from necessary authority. Okay, you get to know that there is a demand for say 30,000 finished goods, units of finished goods, for which you will be needing some 60,000 of your material for preparing that finished goods, right? So that's where we need to go into the forecasts that are made with respect to the demand. Considering the forecast, we look into the what items are still left out in the inventory, how much stock do we have, how much we need to purchase accordingly. Then that's where you get your purchases sanctioned. You can just decide what you need to purchase, but then you cannot make the purchases without the sanctioning authority has given an okay signal to it. All right. Then after the sanction is received from the authority, that's where you place the order. Then again, if the supplier is selected, it's okay. Otherwise, probably you might have to start with the supplier, search for the supplier. In case you are already set in business, then you directly place the order with a selected supplier. You decide the terms and conditions of the payment with respect to purchases that you are making. And then you will be looking into the specification of the goods that you need and by what date you need to receive the necessary goods, so that your production process is not hampered, and you convey it to the supplier and then you get the goods in return. So this is purchase of raw material. Then whenever you receive the raw material, you have to store it, right? So that's where you receive the order first. Then after receiving the order, you check whether it is as per the purchase order that is being raised by you with respect to the quality, with respect to the specifications, the size, the color, and so on. Then once the quality is checked and things are found to be as per the purchase order that are raised by you, that's where you will be filling up a goods received note stating that the following specification of the goods has been received, okay, in the warehouse. Then after they are received, that's where after receiving, you will be storing it in the bins or the racks, which are meant for storing the different types of goods or material that is procured. And then raising of the stock orders, sorry, storing in the bins. Then the next major process is issues to production. So as and how production department will be needing the raw material, what do is they raise a stock order. So where they specify that so and so material of so and so specification is required in so and so quantity for so and so batch of production that will be starting on so and so date at so and so time in case of shifts, right? So that's where you raise a stock order. By purchase order, you mean order quantity for purchase. By stock order, you mean order quantity that you need for the production processes. right? Then second is sanction the stock orders. Now you have raised the stock orders that this much amount of material is needed, but it has to be sanctioned by someone. Only then the person who is in charge of the warehouse will be looking into the sanctioning authorities okay signal, and then he will be sending you the necessary amount of stock. So once the sanction is received, then looking into the sanctioned stock order, the warehouse keeper will issue the material as per the required specification and the necessary quantity. After the issues has been made, the most important thing is balance verification. What is left out has to be recorded thereby on the bin or on the stack from which or from where you have removed the essential material and issued to the production processes. Okay, so that every time you need a person who looks, he has to look into the balance, what is available before placing the order. Then managing work in progress. Now this all is with respect to raw material that we have spoken. With respect to WIP, work in process, what you will do, verification of WIP status of completion process wise. So for each and every process, you will identify how much of material has been processed and to what extent it has been processed, 25%, 40%, 65%, and so on. Then record this value of working process wise, okay, and sanctioning of the record from the people or from the authority who is taking care of the production processes. He verifies and he puts his sign on it that yes, it has, thereby stating his sanction that whatever has been meant, whatever has been mentioned is correct, right? Then with respect to finished goods inventory, essentially what do you do is you carry out a quality check on the finished goods. Why this quality check is essential? Because before you are moving out your finished goods from the godown to the customers, you have to essentially look into whether it is as per the quality that you have supplying so far. Then pack the finished goods, then store it in a warehouse, okay, where from it could be dispatched as and how demanded by the customers against the sales order. And then the another important is balance verification, right? So that's where we stop over here with respect to today. So that's where we have looked into what is inventory management, why it is important, okay, the manner in which it has been conducted, okay, and that's where we have looked into what is a standard operating procedure for an inventory management system. Fine. Okay, class. So we stop over here for today. Thank you, class. Next time we look up into another such interesting system wherein we will be developing the SOP for the same. Fine. Okay, so that's where I believe we are done with 2 systems. Now 3 more systems to go. Yes, thank you, class.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, welcome.
Thank you, ma'am.